Islam Makhachev just KO'd Alexander Volkanovski with a head kick in the first round of their rematch. And although I predicted Alexander Volkanovski to get knocked out in this fight and I expected it to happen, I'm extremely disappointed. I'm upset. This is my favorite fighter that we're talking about, Alexander Volkanovski. And although I'm a fan of Islam Makhachev too, seeing Volk get KO'd absolutely sucks. Especially because he looked good. Within the first couple minutes of that fight, he stuffed the first takedown for Makhachev with ease. He was able to work his way out of the clinch. It was just that he had absolutely no success on the feet. Volkanovski was telling us that he was going to go out there guns blazing, not showing Makhachev respect. And he did nothing but that. Now that I think about it, he actually showed him a little bit too much respect and didn't really go for it. And even though that probably would have been bad for him too, and even though I would have expected him to lose if that were the case, seeing him just get shut down for the very few minutes that fight took place, I know they only fought for a couple of minutes, and then see him getting knocked out, fuck. Volk is the man, bro, and now damn it, dude, he's gonna go on a decline. We know it, you know it, I know it, the world knows it. Stop lying to yourselves. He should have never have taken this fight, simple as. Volkanovski was wrong to take this fight. Now, yes, it's easy to say that in hindsight. Very easy to say that in hindsight. But this was an 11 days short notice fight that he was unprepared for, and that's not why he got knocked out. Let me just say this. This was not a getting knocked out because it was a short notice fight. Because Volkanovski, number one, getting knocked out in the first round when you're fresh and you do have your gas tank has nothing to do with taking it on short notice. And also, Volkanovski defended the kick properly. He actually had his guard up, expected that kick, and still got caught because the shin landed a little bit higher than his guard and clipped him on the end of that bald head. It wasn't a horrible KO. It wasn't the worst KO. But it wasn't a good one either. It wasn't an early stoppage either. It was a good stoppage. He's 35. Fuck. He's 35 years old, guys. People, their careers never, this is going to change him. This is literally going to change him. Probably. And now he has to wait to go and fight Ilia Topuria? You couldn't make up a worse situation. You couldn't draw up anything worse. Fuck. Oh my gosh. Now I expected him to lose, so I'm not as distraught as I would be. But this dude is about to go on a downward spiral. And it's because of that ego. I just listened to a little snippet of him at the press conference. And he's talking about how the only way to go forward is to barrel right forward and fight Ilia Topuria in a couple of months. He wants Ilia in January. And unlike Alex Pereira, who recovered from his KO loss against Izzy, Volk's moving down a weight class. He's not moving up. Pereira moved up. Rejuvenated chin. Volk's moving down. 2.5 months between getting KO'd in the first round against Makhachev, a head kick. That's a bad thing to get clipped by. And then he's going to fight the monster Ilia Topuria, who may not be on his level, who's green, but has devastating KO power. And it's not like Volkanovski has Makhachev-like defense. And shout out to Makhachev. That defense is on another level. We have to give him some respect. Let's just talk about Makhachev because he just knocked out Alexander Volkanovski in the first round. It would have been a little bit different. If Volkanovski got tired and we saw him get clipped in the third or fourth, the fact that Makhachev shut Volk down on the feet despite missing a takedown, Volk landed one leg kick and that was it and stuffed the takedown. Beautiful takedown defense from Volk, but it's all for nothing because he just got knocked out. And say what you want about Volkanovski's skill set. His skills aren't going to go away. His ability to take a shot is. His confidence. What's it going to look like? I'm not going to doubt Volkanovski's confidence. He's one of the most disciplined, headstrong, iron-resolved individuals. But at the same time, these type of KOs can get to you mentally. I just saw an interview that Kamaru Usman did talking about how he's needed to get his confidence back, and it was hard for him to get that confidence back going into this Khamzat fight. Volk is not going to be able to take a shot better in his next fight. Don't be naive. I know a lot of you guys are going to be saying that I'm turning on Volk. I'm switching up on him. He's my favorite fighter. I want this guy to go down as the GOAT. I was rooting for him. I'm not even happy that I got my pick right. Fucking talking about the Lucas Tracy curse, dude. Where's the curse at tonight, right? But I don't care about getting my pick right tonight. I just care that Volkanovski got slept, bro. And it really does suck because now you already know that Volkanovski wants to turn around for January because It's all steam ahead, back on the horse. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to prove the doubters wrong. I ain't going to let a loss do nothing to me. And then he's going to be fighting Topuria, who's a monstrous power puncher, who is looking like a young Alexander Volkanovski. There are a lot of similarities you could draw between the two guys when it comes to the start of their career. Volkanovski looked a lot like Topuria on the come-up, just less powerful. You know what I mean? And I know Volk has the skills to get it done, but his chin might not be the same. And this is the kind of KO that can change a fighter forever. It is. And think about the weight cut that he did to get down to 155. Normally, that wouldn't be so difficult. The fact that it was on 11 days' notice, those weight cuts take a lot out of you too. And Volk looked drained on the scales at 155, which normally wouldn't have been the case. Again, let's give Makhachev some credit. Because if that was a full camp Volkanovski, that head kick lands, it probably finishes Volk too. And Makhachev, to be able to shut Volk down on the feet, even though his grappling didn't hold up that much, is very impressive. And we have to take into account that when he beats Alexander Volkanovski, that is a guy that is a top 5 fighter all time. And so where does that put Makhachev all time? I think it puts him right there with Khabib. And I personally have Khabib at my number 5 spot. I think these guys are interchangeable now because if you look at Makhachev's title wins, they shit all over Khabib's. Now Khabib, I think his title wins were good. Gaethje, Poirier, Conor, all of them in their prime. Had a couple of other good wins on the come up. But now Islam Makhachev is 14-1. 14-1. And looking unstoppable as a champion. I get it. This was short notice, but he just knocked Volk out in the first. That was supposed to be Volkanovski's round. That was supposed to be the round where let's see if Makhachev can get past the first and mitigate Volkanovski's KO chance. And he just pulled it off. He's got 2 wins over Volk, who's one of the greatest fighters to ever walk the face of the earth. He shut down Volkanovski offensively in 2.5 minutes. I understand not a lot of time between these guys striking, but still Volkanovski hardly landed anything. Makhachev landed like 10 good solid kicks, a good left hand before landing the KO shot. And he's also beat Charles. And Dana White, apparently the rumor is they're going to make that fight again, Charles and Makhachev. And imagine if Charles gets beat again. Because that's a tougher matchup stylistically than Gaethje or Poirier or any of these other guys because they don't have grappling. I mean, you think Gaethje's going to stuff the takedown as easily as Volkanovski? And then after stuffing the takedown, being in a clinch situation with Makhachev for a whole minute, you think Gaethje's going to get out of that clinch unscathed without being taken down? I don't see it. People are sleeping on Makhachev. This guy has potential to be one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. He already is. He already is. And a lot of people are going to make the argument that, no, he's only beat a couple of guys. Every single fucking champion in the UFC's only beat a couple of guys before they've gotten those big wins. You know what I mean? All of them. Kamaru Usman, before becoming a champ, only beat a couple of guys. This is how it always works. And I think that if you're talking about Makhachev's wins, considering that he's beating guys that are on the top 20 all-time list, especially Volk, who I consider to be a top 5 all-time fighter, who doesn't really drop that much in my opinion because he still has done a little bit more than Makhachev in his career, but it's starting to be close. Like, I really do think that Volkanovski, I think he might be on par with Makhachev too, which sucks to say because, again, if Volkanovski loses to Topuria, which is very possible, Topuria's odds just got a whole lot better. His chances got a whole lot better after that because that loss will be by KO too. I don't see Topuria out-skilling Volk, out-striking him, out-finessing him for 5 rounds. I see him getting that knockout chance, and that's how he's going to win the fight. I think Volkanovski's better than him, but will he be able to take a punch? And Volk gets hit. He doesn't have, again, this Makhachev-like defense on the feet. He's got good defense, good fight IQ. Let's not write Volkanovski off. It's important to remember that Kamaru Usman, and I'll be making a whole video about Usman and Chimaev, came back from the Edwards KO and fraud checked Khamzat Chimaev, who was looked at as a monster. I think Volkanovski's mindset, this idea of jumping at all the opportunities, again, always trying to prove that he's the toughest guy in the world. This is what got him to the dance. This is what got him to become one of the greatest champions of the UFC, but it's also a double-edged sword. And this is what's going to lead to his demise. So it sucks to see this, guys. I'm going to make my recap video for Khamzat Chimaev and Kamaru Usman. Damn, dude. Shout out to Makhachev for getting it done. I did well in the main card. I got every single pick right except for Ankalaev and Johnny Walker, which was a dud to begin with. Overall, I went 8-2 on the entire card. There were a couple of DQ moments and whatnot, but I just feel like the card was a little bit of a letdown because obviously I wanted Volk to win, and I was getting ready to celebrate, guys. I was thinking, oh, maybe he gets it done. I was going to have a shot of whiskey. I was going to be listening to some music. I was going to be celebrating. I was going to do a 24-hour Volk stream. And now, even though, I want to thank you guys because this is probably the biggest stream that I've ever done, that live stream that I just did. It's over 40,000 views. The live stream was crazy, but this is not the outcome I wanted. I wanted Volk to get it done. I'll really be pulling for him. But it's a tough ask, man. It's a tough ask. And just be realistic, because for those of you that were picking Volk and expecting him to win, this might even be harder on you guys. At least I expected Makhachev to get it done. So that softened the blow tremendously. Last year when Charles lost at 280, when I expected Charles to win and I picked him, I was distraught. And it was daytime. And I can completely relate to how a lot of you guys are feeling. You don't know what to do with yourselves. It's still daytime. It's 5:34 p.m. And you're going to be sulking with this loss. The Makhachev fans, you guys are feeling good. Shout out to you, I guess. Fuck. Damn it. Yeah, Volkanovski's decline is starting, guys. It was fun while it lasted. Now, I'm not going to doubt him in his next fight. But Topuria's odds just got a whole lot better. I don't want to hear shit about me switching up. I'm rooting for Volkanovski. He's still my favorite fighter. I want him to win his next fight, dude. I want him to retire on top with a win. But I don't want to see him take a bunch of KO losses in a row. And the issue with Volk, I've just said it all before, bro. He's going to keep going. If he gets KO'd, he's going to want to turn around a week later. Damn it. Until next time.